Welcome to our first episode of NAG, News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things LA Galaxy and the U.S. men's national team. To my left is Jay, to my right is Eddie, and I'm Bryant. Let's start nagging.
News across the galaxy. Welcome, one and all. We're here to discuss football talks of the United States men's team and also the Los Angeles Galaxy. Now, with that said, we're going to go straight into the men's national team and discuss the Gold Cup. They just played a match against Honduras, and it was an eventful match. However, the excitement did lack. Now, discussions on that, fellas. Where can we go? Where can we start off?
Performance was horrible. Got to give him a letter grade. I give him a D.
A D. Your takes on that, Brian?
What can we say? The first half, horrible play. Honduras looked like they were the bigger person, people, whatever team you want to call it. They were way faster to the ball. Their counterattacks were way more on point. And the two wingers on our defensive side were getting taken by Andy Nahar and Martinez. I mean, for me, Timmy Chandler should not be starting with the U.S. national team.
Now, with that said, is it specifically because of his tenacity, or what does he lack specifically for you on defense?
I think it's not just fair to say just Timmy Chandler. I mean, you have to talk about the whole right side.
Okay.
You have to move forward with Yedlin. He's not getting any help. Yedlin isn't a midfielder. Yedlin isn't a guy that can hold the ball, create, or anything. So, with that, there's a lot coming at the right side of Timmy Chandler. So, it's not a fair assessment. If I say I think the whole right side was where a lot of attack was lacking, where the biggest mistakes were made.
Okay, and exposing that defense was crucial for Honduras, but however, they lack to score. They lack to see the back of the net, and with that said, we do have capabilities of holding off our opponent. Now, on to the next subject, we do have Haiti coming up. Is this going to be somewhat of a similar match, or can we expect any difference as far as the lineup? Because Haiti is ranked 76 in the world. Now, is it going to be another repeat? Are we going to see more experiments with Jurgen Klinsmann? Guys, what's happening on with this team, or what's the formation going to be like?
All right, what I know of Haiti is not much. None of the players play in any known leagues that I know of. I've never heard of any Haitian player playing outside of their own league or anything like that. With that said, the Caribbean teams are very strong and very physical. The reason why Yedlin did start on the right wing was because of his speed. That is the only reason why they kind of kept up with Honduras. Yassi Sardes, he's a natural starter, I believe so. Besides that, I don't think they need to do much adjustments. Maybe in the center mid with Beckerman out, Diskerud in.
So
on the forwards, maybe Dempsey out, Johansson in. Give Josie Altidore a little bit more of a dynamic forward to play on top with him.
as far as repercussions go, you feel there needs to be very little as far as chemistry-wise? You don't feel anybody needs to be as far as replacement goes on top?
I think, watching the game, if you watch the whole game, the whole team is on thin ice. I mean, outside of maybe Michael Bradley, Jonathan Brooks, and maybe much. I mean, Dempsey got
Alvarado.
Alvarado, he did okay. Dempsey got the 2 goals, but I'm the first one to say that I'm not the biggest Dempsey fan. It's hard. It's hard for me to understand an American player that played in the Premier League so long and flopped so much. I mean, if you watch the game, he spent more time on his back than he did on his feet, and that frustrates me as a U.S. fan.
He did look kind of old. You could tell he's a step older, I guess, in those type of terms. But either way, he is a veteran that could give you a certain dynamic that other players can't. Johansson, what he does have is that speed over Dempsey. Maybe that would work better coming into this next game. The only difference is that Honduras did play with a 5-4-1 formation, which kind of complicated things for the U.S. in this last game. But I don't think the Haitian team will have any real threat besides their physicality against the U.S.
And it's exactly that. Physicality can expose and penetrate through that U.S. defense. Why? Weakness is their vulnerability. If they do not show that physicality, they will get broken down. It's simple as finding that chemistry. We need to build on that, and we need to enforce our name into this Gold Cup. Otherwise, we're going to be vulnerable the entire time, and we're not going to show our dominance. We need to be the real deal. Do you not agree?
I do. And I think the whole physicality thing is one thing, and I disagree
That's a
with
small segment too.
Yeah, I disagree with the whole keeping up because we're the U.S. We have great performances against Germany in Germany, the Netherlands in Netherlands. So it should be Honduras and their fans talking about keeping up with us. Why should we have to be keeping up with them? We should be taking it to them. Enough of this experimenting. Yedlin, if I'm not mistaken, has never started as a right mid.
Mm-hmm.
Why now? One thing that frustrates me is Jurgen takes it lightly. People that are big fans of the U.S. should know that this Gold Cup is important. This Gold Cup takes you to Russia.
It does that
in 2017. So you get an advantage going into the next World Cup. So next game, experiments out the window, take it to Haiti, and let the rest of the CONCACAF know we're here and we're real.
All right, undeniably. That's what I can mostly agree with. However, there are replacements I feel that need to be a little more, I guess you could say, shed some light on as far as replacements like Breck Shea coming onto the pitch and maybe even players such as Kyle Beckerman coming off instead of starting. What do you guys think on substitutions-wise? What do you think should be the starting lineup as opposed to replacements or substitutions?
For me, I think the only replacement on defense would be Timmy Chandler. You could probably insert Yedlin in that position, have him more as a defensive back. I mean, he does run forever. And then have maybe Suzy go in Yedlin's position as a starter. Then instead of midfield, maybe bring in Diskerud and drop back Bradley a little bit. Have Diskerud play more of an attacking mid. And then Dempsey. I mean, he just looks a little slow. I'm not that convinced that he could carry us that far for that long, how he did in the last World Cup.
And I've seen that as well. Lack of communication has been big on part of the U.S.'s count. I feel that there hasn't been a dominant show of voices. Josie Altidore is trying to make a name for himself. However, there are conflictions with Clint Dempsey also trying to show that he has veterancy. Now that Bradley has the captain sleeve, everything's somewhat out of whack. Eddie, please describe to us what can be, I guess you could say, a way around this. How can we solve our problem with chemistry as far as building a certain squad?
There's a few things. One thing I noticed in Honduras is we couldn't put two touches together, and that all starts from the back. You know, I think we all agree we're pointing it towards Timmy Chandler starting from there. I don't think Yedlin should start. I like Yedlin coming as a sub because of his energy, you know, and he could run at players. So I would actually start with Brad Evans at right back. I think he came in and he did well. If you remember, even when Honduras scored that goal, Brad Evans came all the way across from the right side, you know, and was the closest player to that player that scored from Honduras. And as far as getting around the chemistry and with Dempsey, it's Dempsey Altidore doesn't work. People complain about Altidore, but I think put with the right player, a speedy player, Johansson. You remember when he was playing alongside Charlie Davies, how successful those two were. I mean, the solution on top is one or the other. Dempsey, Altidore, can't happen.
Can't. And with those, we got to work around those substitutions. You're given 3 in the match, and you really got to make it count as far as the top play goes. We need attackers. We need to score goals. Otherwise, how are you going to win the game? Josie Altidore is a perfect addition to the team. No matter what anybody says, he's that guy. He's your go-to guy. He can't score the goal. He can't control the ball. He needs another guy with him to understand that type of gameplay. Aaron Johansson is a phenomenal player. However, I do want to see more of Bobby Wood. Bobby Wood has shown so much tenacity, great vision, and ultimate confidence. I can't deny this guy that he's going to be something phenomenal. He's going to be great.
I actually like that player. I was the first one to tell this guy that he's a really great player. He was the first one to say, I don't even know why he's in the national team and blah, blah, blah. I think he gives the U.S. such a dynamic. Whenever he comes in, he is fast. He's hungry for it. And, I mean, he doesn't even play forward. He's a defender.
There is no flopping as well.
Yeah, that's true. Though, unfortunately, Bobby Wood is out there settling his club issue, which he's not with the U.S. squad. But, before we wrap it up, what about Yassi? I mean, we're Galaxy fans. Yassi Zardes on a wing, I think he's a waste. On top, you guys
He could be a perfect complementary to Josie.
You guys seen what Yassi can do on top?
Now, as far as that goes, yeah, it's true. It does seem like a waste of talent. In my eyes, comparing to the last game that was just played by Yossi, I've never seen more of an improvement as far as man-to-man play. He covered his player very well on the left side, and not only that, zonal marking. I saw that in the second half, and you know what? He really stuck to that left side, denied every access, every access the ball had to another player on that wing on the line. I feel he did great, and he can adjust to that very well. It's just going to take some time to grow, and again, experiment. So Jurgen Klinsmann on the right track, however, just a bit too late. We're in the midst of it all, and you know what? It's just around the corner. We need to step up, and we need to do it big. We need to capitalize. That's what the men's team is going to be all about.
Yep.
And that concludes today's nagging. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube page. Whatever you like, we will support it because you support us. Go Los Angeles Galaxy and stay faithful, United States. All right? Here we go.